Hello, y'all. My name is Jasmine Jones. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and you are now tuned into Black Girl, a Therapist in the Wild. You are getting a bonus therapist tips and reviews because I wanted to watch this show. It was a good show, and I'm going to review it. And I guess it'll be the next show series of the Therapist Tips and Reviews series. The show is called I May Destroy You. It's starring Michaela. If you ever watched Chewing Gum on Netflix, she's in this other movie too with the guy from Roseanne. I forgot what it's called. I like Chewing Gum though. She doesn't want to make a new season for that show. She's tired of it. It was like one of the few shows where there is a weird black woman doing weird things, and it was amazing, and she got tired of it, so I wish she hadn't have. But anyways, this show, I May Destroy You, is on HBO, and it starts off with Michaela's character. I don't know nobody else's name, except for the dude that set her up, but we'll get to that. So we're drinking Calarasi sangria once again. The jug is big, so I'm not drinking like that, so you're gonna see repeats here. And I needed something a little bit lighter than the vodka I had last night because I have to work tomorrow. So we're drinking Calarasi sangria. Yes, go on it. And we're talking about I May Destroy You. Trigger warning, this show is about sexual assault. If that is triggering for you, please do not watch this review. I am a kind of lighthearted when it comes to certain scenes in this show, but I take sexual assault and trauma seriously, so, how about we not make fun of people that have been abused and traumatized? Yes. So, we start off with Michaela's character, Arabella. I think she's a book writer, some kind of writer. She is in Italy with her fuckboy toy. I forgot his name, but he's Italy nigga. And she is very desperately attempting to ask Italy nigga out to be like in a relationship. She lives in London. So she flies back and forth between London and Italy to meet Italy nigga. And, Italy nigga doesn't want her like that. He is an asshole. When she leaves, she says, "I miss you." He doesn't say it. Or he didn't say anything, actually. He didn't respond when she said, when she asked him, "Well, I missed you. Will you miss me?" He basically said, I don't like talking about that type of stuff, whatever type of stuff that is. So he's an asshole. And we've started off with her having a low self-esteem and being insecure. And, a lot of us are. So I was at one point severely insecure and having a low self-esteem. So I can't really say shit. I probably wouldn't have flew out for a nigga who wasn't trying to fly me out. But she flying out for niggas and begging them to be with her and all this other shit. And the nigga is cold and evil and fucked up and tells her to leave. So, next, she is back in London. I really want to say London. I don't know why. I know that's not how you pronounce it. I want to say London. I don't know. London. So she's in London. She has a roommate, this guy, so she's sitting on the toilet. She's talking to her publisher. So apparently, she blew off her work just to go spend time with Italy nigga. Yes, she did. Low self-esteem, poor decision-making, insecure. All those things that we all were at some point. Most of us still are. And we're working our way through it. And it's okay to be insecure and make poor choices, So, her publishers are like, "We need the full draft of your shit tomorrow." I don't know if it's a book, if it's an article, whatever it is, they need the full draft by tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Yes. And she's just like, "Yeah, sure. I'll have that draft to you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. And then she goes and smokes some weed with her friend and her roommate in the apartment while they shit talk her about Italy nigga. Why are you asking him out. Why have you gone out there 3 to 4 times? Why are you on this nigga's dick like this? You know, I mean, sex is great, but no, there's certain things I have dignity. Dignity feels better. I swear it does. It really does. And so she's just like, whatever, she like him. And she knows she did some stupid shit when she asked that nigga out who showed no signs of liking her in any way that she likes him. She knows she made a mistake with Italy nigga. But you know, whatever. It's Italy dick. Whatever. He willing to give the dick still. She's willing to go out there and get it. Because she's still working through that process of insecurity. Now, she goes to, I guess, the office that they supply her if she wants to write in. I guess maybe she can think better there. You know, she lives in a little apartment with this other nigga. I think he's gay or something. And, you know, she needs space to think and breathe and whatever the fuck. So she goes to the office area, whatever, where she can write and think clearly. And, when she was with Italy nigga, one of her friends, Simon, I remember his name, was texting her saying, does she want to go to the club tonight or to the bar or whatever the fuck. And, you know, she didn't respond. But, you know, Italy nigga noticed that Simon texted her and he was just like, all niggas just want to fuck, basically. And she was like, not Simon. Not Simon. Simon doesn't want me. I tried to fuck Simon once. He pushed me off him. Let's remember that. I lost the thing that covers this at some point. That was probably edited out because I wasted wine on the floor too. So we're just going to go with this. I think I'm sitting on it. Yep. I like the way this looks though. So we're going to go with this. Hopefully. No, because I think this blocks out shit. There you go. So, Simon doesn't want her. He wouldn't hurt her in any way. That's the homie. So, while she's writing at the office, let's go back to the office. Simon is texting her once again to go out. One of her homeboys comes to sit while she writes, I guess to keep her company while she writes, which is very nice of him. I think he's gay because he was on Grindr or something. He's of the LGBTQ+, A+ community. And, you know, he looks bored as fuck while he's there. But, you know, I think he's there for moral support. Somebody to sit with her while she writes. She won't be by herself because she has writer's block. She's been there for a good few hours because the sun goes down while she's there. Trying to figure out how to finish this book, article, blog, whatever the fuck she's writing. And then he finds a date on Grindr, Tinder, whatever. It was a bunch of niggas he was swiping on. So, I don't know what it was. But he found his date for the night. And then he left, you know. Simon texted her earlier while she was there working. And because her friend was there to tell her no, she told Simon that she's not going to go to the club because she's working. We cut to a scene after that where Simon is in the room with his wife. And they're trying to figure out how to have a threesome. Apparently they met this girl online, Alyssa, that they're supposed to meet at the bar tonight. And I guess Simon is also looking for somebody for his friend. So he invited Arabella, Michaela Cole, to come to the club again because he keeps asking her all day, ever since she got back from Italy. So that's why he keeps asking her, because he wants her to come to the club and hang out with his friend. He tells her about his friend that he wants to hang out with, but she says no, and her friend keeps telling her no. You have to work, which is what a friend is supposed to do, especially when you have them come and sit with you for moral support while you're writing the rest of your book, blog, article, think piece. There were pages. Maybe it was a book. Okay. So apparently, on top of trying to hook Arabella up with his friend, Simon and his wife are attempting to have a threesome with some girl they met off some website where you can hook up and find people for threesomes. Who would have known? Well, I probably knew about that. I just don't want to do that, so won't be looking into that. And so, you know, Arabella is writing, and then her friend leaves because he finds a date. There we go. This is gonna be all over the place, so hopefully y'all watch this show. This is a good ass show. Michaela Cole can act her fucking ass off. She's an amazing person. Or she seems amazing. I don't know. She probably go through regular shit like regular people. You know, she just can act and shit. And write. And direct. She was doing a lot of shit. Anyways. So, there goes her security blanket out the door on his dick 'em down date. And she loses all control and determination. And she sets her timer for an hour. She says in her mind, I'm going to only go out for an hour to hang out with Simon and his friends. So while she is deciding that she's going to go out, Simon, his wife, and his creepy psycho looking cousin that looks like a fucking henchman off of one of the Batman episodes. It looks like he could just pick you up and fold you into something and it would be horrible. The nigga is scary. Whoever plays him is a very good actor, or they have some shit underneath. Johnny Depp had some shit underneath. All these years we thought he was just a really good actor. No, there's craziness fueling that talent. There is craziness fueling the talent of Johnny Depp. I'm just waiting for Leonardo DiCaprio to crack. I'm just waiting. Now I'm just like, Johnny Depp turned out to be crazy. Leo's gonna do some crazy. It's gonna make me so sad. That's the only white man, I swear, that will allow anything of. He's trying to save the planet, okay? He is trying to stop global warming. So once, everybody gets done with racism, there goes Leo, saving the world. On top of everything else. Watch him turn out to be a racist or a serial killer or a rapist. Who knows? All these people got all these fucking problems. It's like you can't trust nobody after they rape somebody. Like that was your edge. When you get pushed over the edge, you just like rape somebody. So yeah, I can't. I'm sorry. You molested a child. You murdered somebody. I don't mean like murdered somebody while you was in a gang, because that's like being in the army. Unless you did fucked up shit. Like there was people in some gang. I watched some gang documentaries. Them niggas was serial killers. Okay, they were just going and killing random people for no fucking reason. This was not a job. This was not a hit. We're killing random people for no fucking reason, and in very heinous fucking ways. Yes, no. So it depends with murder. Or like you killed somebody on accident. Like shit happens. It was intent. The intent of the murder. There you go. There you fucking go. You did your time. You did what you're supposed to do. You're out. You live a productive, successful life. Otherwise, nope. Murder. Fucking serial killers and shit. I wonder about the wives of serial killers. Like, some of them just be like, well, I just didn't know. I noticed too many things about people to just not notice. Not notice that you're crazy. But anyway, so Simon, his wife, his creepy ass cousin that looks like he serial kills and eats people. And no, like he looks like a fucking henchman. Like he looks like something that would murder somebody. So either he's a very good actor or he's crazy. So crazy meaning that you continuously spread your toxic behaviors onto others and you justify it and you hurt people, and that's what I mean by crazy. So when it comes to what the fuck? Okay, so they're all sitting at the table. Up walks Alyssa, the chick they met on the threesome online website. So Alyssa knows what's up. She trying to fuck. She's trying to like have a threesome, Simon's wife seems more excited about the threesome than Simon does, but that is just, the air that they're putting off. And so all of a sudden, they're talking, they're chit-chatting, and then Simon's cousin is just looking all creepily at Alyssa while she's answering her questions. Just creepy as fuck. Just silent too. Just silent and creepy and staring. Yes. Yes. You know, when you feel an aura of negativity around somebody, it's hard to just like ignore that shit. Like, I hope that nigga ain't really evil or some shit. He's scary. I'm scared just thinking about that nigga. I'm a big bitch, and I feel like I can take a lot of shit. I can take a lot of people. Like, if I had to fight somebody, I couldn't take that nigga. That nigga would murder me. So he's staring at Alyssa while she's talking, and Alyssa's like talking in innuendos and shit, flirting with Simon's wife. And all of a sudden, Alyssa's sick mother calls, and Alyssa has to go and take care of her sick mother. And then Simon, his wife, and his cousin are sitting there. Simon and his cousin go really silent and start looking at their phones, not talking to Simon's wife. So they're purposely blocking her out psychologically. Like, this is a tactic. This is a psychological tactic. Knowing me, I wouldn't hang out with niggas like this. They're obviously got some shit wrong with them. But I would have sat there. I'm having fun. Let me have 3 more drinks. But, you know, knowing me, I'm not going to be around niggas like this. So it doesn't matter. So she gets up and leaves. She says, oh, well, I guess I'll go home. We're not eating some vagina tonight, I guess. So whatever. And she leaves. And then Simon and his cousin walk. Michaela Cole is walking. That's what I'm going to call her for the rest of this series. Fuck yourselves. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. So Michaela Cole is walking, and they meet up. Simon's cousin, Michaela Cole, and Simon. And you know, Michaela Cole is joking with Simon like she the nigga buddy. She the homeboy. Like this is just my friend. It's just my friend. And then Simon introduces her to his cousin. And his cousin says, in the most evil, maniacal, devilish way, he looks at her with that evil eye. And he goes, you're short. Just to like diminish. This is how we're starting the night off. We're slowly diminishing her self-esteem. We don't need to do it a bunch of times. 2 or 3 perfectly placed hits. Fuck her up for the rest of the night. Have her second guessing herself and shit. Trust. These people are crazy. So Simon, Michaela Cole, and Simon's cousin, his name is Derek, whatever the fuck, evil nigga. That's what the thing is, evil nigga. They go to the karaoke bar, and then all of a sudden, you know, Alyssa shows up. Wait, no. Do they go to the bar first? No, they go to the karaoke bar. They go to the karaoke bar first. And Alyssa shows up. And Michaela Cole on stage rapping and shit. She doing her little karaoke shit. She having fun and whatever the fuck. And then... No. What happens was they go into the karaoke bar. Okay. They go into the karaoke bar. And then... Simon gets a text from Alyssa. And Alyssa goes... She didn't suspect anything, and I'm on my way, or some shit like that. So basically it's a setup. The whole motherfucking shit was a setup since he texted her in the fucking morning while she was with Italy nigga. And it's fucked up that one asshole nigga had to warn her about another evil nigga. I'm just bothered by that. I feel like... Was it like an omen? Did he omenize this bitch and like warn her from the very beginning that this nigga was evil? But anyways, so they're at the karaoke bar having a good time, and then they go to the bar. And Michaela Cole is outside. She pacing back and forth. She feeling some type of way about Alyssa being there. And then she go back inside and she tells Simon like, hey, I don't like that this bitch is here. You know, your wife is a nice person and you shouldn't be doing this. Second shot. Simon then goes to say, oh, Well, she says you're ugly. I was just like, wow, these niggas is sneaky and they cold-blooded. Because from the very beginning, we knew that Michaela Cole was insecure. Arabella, the character she playing, girl, was insecure and didn't like herself. That's why she allowed that nigga in Italy to treat her like shit. And she was begging to be with him, as most of us have been in a similar situation. So, no, they targeted her. They targeted her because she's insecure. And they shooting these shots, normalizing it. Because what she do? She giggles and says, well, I don't care. I still like her cooking. Like, who the fuck says that? Bitch, first of all, I'm not about to be around motherfuckers that are calling me ugly. I'm not about to be around, not jokingly, not lightheartedly, not saying it with their chest. Like, bitch, you ain't about to call me ugly, hoe. What the fuck? Who the fuck you talking to? Like, but I wouldn't be hanging around them niggas. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. So she takes it to the chest. Second time tonight, these niggas done said some bullshit. She take it to the chest. Oh, the time before when Evil Nigga said she was short, that's the only thing he said to her. A fan came up to her about her first book, whatever, think piece, whatever the fuck, and was like, can I get your autograph? Can I get your autograph? Blah, 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 blah. And I think it hyped her up a little bit. So she used that as a coping skill to ignore the fact that this nigga was taking shots, Because Michaela Cole has strong features, and she's very beautiful. But she has strong features. And because she has strong features, niggas got shit to say. And so, like, I think they trying to use that against. She dark skinned, all them things. So they trying to use that against her. She probably got an insecurity about that shit. All the things. Her character on the show has. Let me just say that. All the things her character on the show has, because when I look at her Instagram, she seems like she likes herself and she's happy and she taking pretty pictures and whatever the fuck. So I don't want nobody out there thinking I'm talking shit. Okay, I'm not. I'm just trying to assess the episode, the character. So I think that was being used against her for most of the night. And what happens next? They take shots. And they say, eyes, 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 eyes. That's the name of the episode. Eyes 4 times, basically. And they take the shot. And then all of a sudden, she is wobbling and falling all over the place and hitting her shit on the floor. And from one shot, that's what I saw. I didn't see her take no other drinks. They didn't show her taking no other drinks. And then all of a sudden, the scene skips to her in the morning at her computer typing. And she's typing the rest of her book because it was due that morning. And then what happens? Then she had like some memory or flashback randomly. Like, she's in shock. You can tell like her facial expression is like very like eyes wide open. Like when she's walking, like the noises around her are very muted. Like she can't hear. Like it affects your senses. She's disoriented. She doesn't know where she's at. She's, at a loss of directions and stuff when she's trying to get home. All this shit. Like, she's in shock and she has to present this book to her publishers. So she writes some random shit. I think she wrote it while she was in shock. The memory shoot back to the back of her head. She's in shock. She's just like fucked up. She doesn't know. She's disoriented. Everything is just screwed up. So she writes, the rest of the book in complete blindness of the mind. Like, she's not there. She doesn't remember writing it. It doesn't look like she remembers writing it. And then she hands it to her publishers, and her publishers are reading it. They're like, what the fuck is this? What are you talking about? How does this connect to the rest of the I'm just getting it now. It's not funny, but it is. I was like, how does this connect to the rest of the So I'm just like wondering because they never showed what she actually wrote. I mean, it doesn't matter what she wrote. Like, she's in shock. Like, that's the shit that happens. It's normal. But I want to know what the fuck she wrote, or that like how to. They were trying to say it nice. They were trying to say it nice. They were like, how does this connect to the rest of the book? Like, and so she's just standing there and she doesn't know. And like, she goes to the bathroom and she looks at the script, at the book, and she was just like in shock because she doesn't know why that shit is in her book. Like, she looked like I don't know why this shit is in my book. I don't know what to say. And then she goes back out there and then she just sits there with this look on her face, where this big ass smile, and it was just like she didn't know what the fuck to say. Like, she didn't know what to say. And so they notice that her head is bleeding. She has a little cut on her head and it starts to bleed. And then they tell her, like, your head is bleeding. And she was like, oh. And they were like, maybe you should go. I was like, that shit is fucked up. How you just gonna, like, whatever. This shit is fucked up. I can't. This shit is disgusting. So she leaves. And she gets downstairs. She's disoriented. She has lost all sense of direction. She's just in shock. And she's looking around her. And she doesn't know how to get home. Like, she's walking up to people. Everything is muted. She can barely hear shit. It's all tinny and fucked up. And everything is fucked up. And so she's walking around trying to ask people where her street is. And they're just looking at her like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you saying? We don't know where that street is. What the fuck? Because she had to take hella buses to get to that office. So buses, I think she took a train too and walked a little bit. It looked like she was footing it and shit. So then she ends up at a bus stop. And then a fan pops up. And she puts on a mask while she's in shock. That shit was crazy. And she just, you know, she was able to schmooze that fan and shit. She was able to be charismatic and be like, yeah, my book, blah, 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 while she could barely hear. That shit took a lot of fucking, I was just like, wow. I was waiting for her to like skip, falter, fuck up, do something. I don't know what the fuck that was. That shit was crazy. But she was able to do it. She even ended up taking a selfie with the fan. And then she asked the fan, like, do you know where such and such street is? And the fan bought her a taxi, y'all. That took a lot of strength. That was like power and shit. I was just like, you were able to get your shit together enough after all that shit to pretend to be fine in front of this fan. And I would have been on the floor crying and shit. You know, I have a weak disposition. I don't know what I would have done. I don't fucking know. Maybe I would have repressed it too and just act like it didn't happen. I don't fucking know. That shit is crazy. And then, what did she do? She got home. She gets inside her bedroom. She touches the doorknob. And then she has a flashback. Y'all, it's some white nigga on, it's just, he was on top of her in some red ass room like they were in hell or some shit. I was just like, what the fuck? What is this? Why? And they gotta be in some fucked up ass place too, like some fucked up ass room. Like, what the fuck was that? Shit was scary. That's like hell. And then it ends. Oh no, she looks like when she had the flashback afterwards, she like looks up and she looks to the side and she's like, like she's like a wax figure, like she's catatonic or some shit. Like, this shit was crazy. Trauma's scary. That's the real monsters and shit. Some niggas that just be inflicting trauma on people, just hurting people just cause. Those are the real evil motherfuckers. Then they don't want to stop. They just keep doing it. Them niggas are scary. I could not imagine. I just could not imagine. Like, they set that whole shit up. Like, Simon and Alyssa set that whole shit up. And his cousin. And that white dude. All the niggas. They set her up. Like, since the morning time. Maybe even before that. Who knows? Like, maybe he decided the night before, like, oh, I'm gonna bring her too because she's awkward and she doesn't like herself. And we'll make sure she doesn't like herself so that we can loosen her up and shit. That's how niggas be tenderizing bitches. They be like putting them down and shit to tenderize them. So it'll be like, do whatever the fuck they want them to do because they don't like themselves. Bullshit. Don't be toxic. Don't hurt people. It's not nice. This is gonna be a heavy ass show. I mean, but it's a good ass show though. This is my shit. Trauma is my shit. It's like, how do you fix that? That's my puzzle. See, everybody has a puzzle that they have to fix. That's what your passion is. You just gotta find your puzzle. That's my puzzle. Okay, that's it for I May Destroy You. Season 1, Episode 1. Eyes. What y'all think? Later days.